Okay, before we start any sort of discussion, there's one thing I want to sort out right away.
Is it the fact that Hanano got stabbed?
No, it's the double murder. 2 people got killed, right? That means we could potentially have 2 killers. So then what? Do we die no matter what? We can only vote 1 person.
That's honestly a good question. Monomoko?
In the event that 2 students commit 2 separate murders during the same case period, the second murder will be disregarded.
Disregarded?
Discounted. Only the first blackened will be eligible for escape. The second blackened will be considered innocent.
So we'd only have to figure out who killed Kamimura.
That is correct.
And then what? The second killer just gets to stick around?
That is correct.
But that's so messed up.
Regardless, that is how the situation would be handled.
Good to know. So anyways, back to what you were saying about Okazaki being stabbed.
Yeah, that. Wada stabbed Hanano.
I mean, frankly, I think it's pretty clear that Wada did this entire thing.
What?
Yeah, you just stabbed Okazaki. What were you trying to do if not kill her?
I was trying to kill her. It was an accident.
It wasn't an accident. You told me you were going to stab me, then you stabbed me.
But you... That's not fair.
I don't think it gets more intentional than that.
Don't even fucking start. You know what you did.
Well, I don't know what she did, so can we actually say what she did instead of just dancing around it?
She beat the shit out of Wada.
What?
She...
She broke his fucking ribs. She tried to fucking kill him. If he stabbed her, she deserved it.
Wada, what is she talking about? What did you tell her?
I didn't. I didn't.
Leave him alone. I'm serious. Stop.
I just want to know what he told Hayashi, since I really don't know what he's talking about.
Yes, you do, Hanano.
Hanano, what are they talking about?
Well,
You caught him alone in the computer lab and you kicked the shit out of him.
I didn't.
I mean, why else would he stab her, though?
She did lock him in a bathroom, right?
And the server room.
So I mean, it's on brand for her.
I've seen the bruises. She hurt him.
I didn't.
Is that your only defense?
He stabbed her because she was a fucking threat to him. I'd have stabbed her too if it hadn't been me.
So, it's okay to attempt to murder me just because you find me threatening.
You tried to kill him.
I didn't. Regardless of whether or not I hurt him, I never tried to kill him. Kicking someone to death? That seems kind of ridiculous.
Why would you attack him?
Huh?
He was a member of the staff. He's my friend. You're my friend. Why would you? Hanano, I told you to leave him alone.
You told me that after I visited Wada, though.
So then you admit you kicked the crap out of him.
Visited? I said I visited.
Why is this the hill you want to die on? Nobody even believes you!
Okay, ignoring whatever the hell Okazaki is saying, can we all agree that she attacked Wada?
There's a blood stain in the computer lab to prove it. I believe him.
I believe him too.
I believe him.
I believe him as well. I actually treated his injuries at the time. I confirmed his ribs were fractured.
Why didn't any of you say anything? Why didn't Wada say anything?
Okazaki told me not to.
Hanano! I don't care! I don't care that you were experimenting or trying to figure something out or testing something. I don't care. Leave him alone. Seriously, this is an order from the headmaster.
Right.
So we can establish that Wada was acting in self-defense then.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's innocent, though. I think we should talk about the note.
Hold on. I don't know anything about that note. I want to know what it says just as much as anyone else does.
Note? What note?
We found a note from Wada in Hasegawa's room.
I never got any note. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
So, you don't know what they're talking about either? I never wrote a note.
What does the note even say?
Yada yada, something about how if Hasegawa didn't kill Okazaki, then Wada would kill Kamimura. It was super fake. Evidenced by the fact that neither of them know what the hell I'm talking about.
I would never write that.
And I never saw it, so even if he did write it, it wouldn't matter.
I mean, Wada wouldn't kill Suno, though, right?
I mean, I find it kind of hard to believe he could even overpower Kamimura.
Anyone could overpower Kamimura. He's weak. He's kind of known for it.
Shut up.
Huh?
Don't talk about him like that. He wasn't weak.
Can I see the note?
Here.
This definitely isn't my printing. I didn't write this.
And it's definitely handwritten? They didn't just type it up and print it out?
No, it's for sure handwritten. But I'm not the one who hand wrote it.
Then who did?
Obviously, someone trying to frame him.
Hold on, I'm not sold yet. What about the saw?
I still don't even know what you're talking about. I haven't been in my room since this morning. I haven't seen any of this stuff.
We did find a saw in Wada's room, admittedly. One of the hand saws from the wood shop.
There was blood on it. Unless the killer's getting blood from somewhere else, it's probably safe to assume that's the murder weapon.
But I never had a saw!
Then how'd you end up with a saw in your room?
I have no idea. But even if it had been me, I would have never just left a saw in my room like that. I searched dorms when Suno and Isuno died. I know they get searched. So why would I just leave evidence out in the open like that? You'd definitely find it.
I guess that checks out. Not exactly airtight, but plausible at the very least.
Hold on a minute. I'm not ready to move off of Wada yet. This is all just way too weird. The note, the saw, plus he was the only one who saw Suno die? I'm calling bull. He's gotta be involved somehow.
I would never hurt Suno.
We've been over this so many times now. That's not a defense.
But I wouldn't. I swear I wouldn't have hurt her. I wouldn't hurt Suno.
Whoa, okay, breathe, kid.
But you're accusing me of something I didn't do. I didn't hurt her. I would never do that.
I believe you, for sure. We just gotta clear your name first, though. So breathe for a minute, and just tell the truth.
Right.
Did you find anything else in his room?
The key?
Oh, right, yeah, this one's kind of weird. We found another room key.
What? How?
It's not a regular room key, though. Here, take a look.
Why is it blue?
Why is it plastic?
That's not plastic. It's resin.
He's right. That's the resin we've got in the 3D printer.
3D printer? We've got a 3D printer?
What even is that?
Exactly what it sounds like, Tamba.
It's a printer used to print 3D objects. Like this. Someone printed it.
What does it even unlock?
Well, from our experience, Kamimura's bedroom door.
What?
Someone cloned his key?
Wait, but the 3D printer isn't even working. I've been trying to make it run for, a couple of days now? It was broken.
Then why was the printed key in your room?
I honestly don't know. I swear I don't know.
So what did they use it for anyway? Breaking into Kamimura's room?
Could Kazutoshi have printed it himself? I mean, he was having trouble getting into his room earlier, right?
Whoever printed it would have needed a copy of his room key to model it off of. It's possible, but, nobody else had his key. Right?
His key was missing for all of yesterday.
Does that mean someone stole it?
I mean, if they wanted to copy his key, that would make sense.
Wouldn't be the first time that something in here has gone spontaneously missing.
No kidding.
So you think they swiped his key and cloned it with the 3D printer?
But I couldn't have done that. I was in my room all day. I didn't see Kamimura at all.
That checks out. I was with Kazutoshi. We didn't see Wada at all.
Then let's hear your whole alibi.
Huh?
If nobody saw you, I want to know your full alibi.
Or when?
Yesterday. When his key went missing.
I was in my room.
That's not an alibi!
It's where I was.
Well, what about this morning? They killed him this morning, right? So where were you?
In my room.
Well, no, you came out for a sec, right? For breakfast.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And here come the holes in your story.
No, I just forgot. I went to the kitchen for breakfast and then I went straight back to my room.
Straight back?
I mean, I went to the bathroom on my way back, but that was it.
Did you go to the bathroom? Or did you go to Kamimura's room?
I went to the bathroom. I swear I did.
He did. I can confirm. I was patrolling. I saw him go in.
Can also confirm.
Why can you confirm?
I asked him to wait outside.
What?
He didn't want fucking Okazaki messing with him again, so I waited outside. It's not that big of a deal. I was just helping out.
Seriously? You need him to wait outside the bathroom for you?
Why are you so invested in it? Weirdo.
I'm not! I'm mocking him! God!
Well, either way, we can be sure he just went to the bathroom and went back to his room, right?
I mean, I guess. 2 witnesses? I guess that makes it a pretty solid alibi.
Then it can't be Wada, right? Since he has an alibi for the time Kamimura should have been getting murdered.
You're sure he went back to his room, though? He didn't go kill Kamimura and drag him upstairs to the art supply room?
Actually, hold on. How did Kazutoshi even get up to the art room in the first place?
What do you mean?
Well, like, did he walk?
Wasn't he already dead?
Was he?
No way. He definitely died in the art supply room.
What makes you so sure?
I mean, aside from the fact that we had signs of struggle in his room, there was way too much blood in the art supply room to think he could have died anywhere else.
We did find a knife in his room, though. A bloody one.
Wait, okay, so let's say they brought him up to the art supply room alive. How? Somebody should have seen him, right?
What if they covered him up with some sort of sheet?
Someone still would have seen that.
What about a container of some kind?
What, like one of the big plastic bins from the storage room?
That would work, yeah.
But we didn't find one of those anywhere.
I mean, either way, I don't know if Wada could even carry Kamimura up to the art supply room.
That's a good point, actually.
I mean, Kamimura's not that heavy.
Well, Wada's not that strong.
Kazutoshi's really thin. I doubt he weighs much anyway.
Yeah, but if he was all wrapped up in a sheet or stuffed in a bin or something, I mean, he's taller than Wada, right? It'd be a bit unwieldy.
He's not that much taller than him.
He's still bigger than Wada, though. Carrying around someone bigger than you isn't all that easy, especially if you're carrying them up a flight of stairs.
Look, I don't know if Wada's 100% innocent or anything yet, but I don't think it's exactly productive to keep focusing exclusively on him. He's got an alibi for the morning anyway, right? And Watori's right. There's no way he carried Kamimura up the stairs without getting spotted. I think we can put a pin in this.
Then maybe we should look on the other side of that note?
What?
Well, the note was meant to incriminate Wada, right? But Hasegawa's the only one who had access to his own room. He could have planted it there pretty easily. Not to mention all the access he had to Kamimura.
What?
You had access to Kamimura, right? I mean, you were always with him, weren't you?
What the hell are you saying?
I'm saying that we should turn our suspicions towards you.
That doesn't even make sense. Why would I write a note that would incriminate myself? If I left that note in my room, it would make it look like I did something. Besides, the note said I had to kill you, right? So how would it even make sense for me to have killed Kazutoshi and Tsuno? That's stupid.
Either way, I'm grateful that you chose not to kill me, Hasegawa. Even if Wada feels differently.
I mean, if anyone could have gotten Kamimura's key, though.
Are you serious?
He wouldn't do that.
This is getting really old. From this point on, I want to officially bar the use of "they'd never do that" or "I couldn't kill them" or anything like that as a defense. That's not a defense. Kamimura said it himself, right? So we should at least respect that during his trial. Plus, it's just annoying.
He did have the quickest access to Toshi, though.
He could have pretty easily gotten into Kamimura's room.
Except that I couldn't, because we didn't have his key.
But there was the fake key, though, right?
Which someone cloned with the real key. which Asagawa could have stolen pretty easily, since they're always together.
I wouldn't!
Don't. We're banning that, remember?
Plus, I mean, you know more about Kamimura than anyone else, right? You're the only one here who knows about all his weird health stuff. You'd know his weak points.
Weak points? It's not like he's a final boss or something.
No, but like, you know what I mean. He'd know how to exploit them.
That would be seriously messed up, though.
And you were in the library when he died, right, Hasegawa? Right across the hall? All alone? That's a pretty flimsy alibi.
Did anyone else see you there?
So here's my theory then. Hasegawa took Kamimura's key yesterday when they were alone together, which is all the time, and then copied it with a 3D printer. Hasegawa's bright, so I don't really believe that he wouldn't know how to get it working, even if Wada said it was broken. He clones the key, gives Kamimura the real one, then uses the fake one to break into his room. He brings him upstairs, then he kills him.
That's not...
Or maybe the key was just so he could get into Kamimura's room again later, to tamper with the crime scene, I mean. Nobody would think anything weird of Hasegawa and Kamimura walking down the hall together, right? So maybe that's how he got Kamimura upstairs. They just walked together. Then he killed him.
I didn't do that! The last time I even saw him was at breakfast. I went and took a shower after that.
But even so, you still...
Stop talking like you know me! Or him, for that matter! You don't know shit about either of us!
But I'm your therapist.
No, Okazaki, you're not. And you don't know anything about what happened. So stop making stupid guesses based on nothing.
But they're not based on nothing. They make sense.
I wouldn't hurt him! I would never do that!
Tisk tisk. We're not doing this again.
But I wouldn't! The fact that you even suggest that I would do something like target his weak points? What are you even talking about? I did more to protect him than any of you! I took a brand for him! Why are we looking at me and not the person who punished him in the decision game? Why are we looking at me and not the people with no alibis? We're wasting time! I didn't do it!
Jesus Christ, relax.
No!
Hasegawa, breathe.
If you're done with your little outburst, I think it's worth noting that on top of everything else, you're the one who found the body. That's somewhat strange in and of itself.
Oh, wait, that's right. Hasegawa found the body.
Exactly.
So it couldn't have been him.
Huh?
I mean, when you found the body, the announcement played. Right, Hasegawa?
That's right.
So he couldn't be guilty. The announcement doesn't play when the killer finds the body.
What? Says who?
Says basic common sense. If it played when the killer found the body, it wouldn't have played when Hama found Chiba, or when everyone found Isano. It would have played when they died, since the killer would have been right there.
So then, if Hasegawa found the body, he has to be innocent?
He has to be.
Monomoko, is that really how it works?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the mechanics of the body discovery announcement.
What? That's so unfair! Tell us!
I will not.
We don't need it to tell us. That's clearly how it works.
It does make sense.
Then he's innocent. You hear that? You're cleared.
I am?
Of Kamimura's death, at least. Tsuno's is still up in the air.
I discovered Tsuno's body.
So, at the very least, we know Hasegawa didn't kill Toshi and Wada didn't kill Tsuno. That's a start.
Not exactly a great start. Probably could have guessed that.
Nah, I knew they were both innocent the whole time. We've pretty much made no progress.
God. What the hell? Why would somebody... He didn't do anything. Why would somebody... Why did it have to be like that?
What do you mean?
Why did they have to trash his room? Why did they have to cut out his tongue? Why did they have to try and hurt him as badly as they could? Why would somebody do that? He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
Hey, yeah, hold on a minute. Can we talk about that? They cut out his tongue?
I'll admit I'm somewhat unfamiliar with the state of the body myself. I didn't actually see it.
I didn't see it either.
I'm pretty sure a bunch of us didn't see it. can we talk about the body a bit? Everyone should be on the same page about what happened.
Yeah, sure. I can give you the rundown.
You? I thought Hama and Watari investigated the body.
They, required assistance.
The infernal energy coming out of that room was disrupting my arm's structural integrity. I couldn't investigate. Not my fault.
Yeah, the demon waves coming off of the body were making me itchy.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Shut up. Point is, I investigated the body.
Then could you tell us about it?
I mean, first and foremost, obvious point, he was decapitated. Shut up. They cut his head off and hid it in... Where did you say?
Under the shelf.
They shoved it under the shelf. When I actually took a look at it, though, he had a couple stab wounds to the face. Pretty small ones. Honestly, a lot of the stab wounds are pretty small. That lines up with the knife we found in Kamimura's room. It was a wood knife. You know, like for carving.
It's a rather small blade, but they definitely could have found it rather easily in the woodshop.
A few stab wounds to the face, mostly the cheek and around the eyes. No sign of blunt force trauma or any other damage to his actual head, but his tongue was missing. We never actually found it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna throw up.
Don't.
It doesn't get better from here.
Maybe you should stop?
Don't. Keep talking. It's important.
Huh. Look at you. Anyway, yeah, we never did find his tongue. Did anybody else spot it?
Didn't find a thing.
Nor did I.
We didn't find it either.
Damn. No idea where it went then, but yeah. There were more stab wounds on the rest of his body, all the same size. I'm definitely putting my money on that wood knife.
Where was he? I know he was in the art supply room, but like, where?
He was tied to a chair in the middle of the room.
What? Ew.
That's the part that disturbs you?
It all disturbs me, but like, what the hell was the point? He wasn't exactly gonna run off.
They tied him up with a sweater and his hoodie. Not like that's exactly super secure either way. The sweater was around the middle of his torso, the hoodie was binding his hands behind his back, nothing securing his legs.
Was that all? No other wounds?
Yeah, I wish. I noticed that the stab wounds went through his shirt, so I went to see if there were any wounds I was missing underneath. Lifted his shirt, found a huge gaping wound in his stomach.
What?
Yeah, they gutted him. His abdomen was just open.
Like, with guts coming out?
Yeah, that's what open means. They cut him open. The wound was pretty grisly too. Definitely not clean, so they probably used the saw again. That one didn't go through his shirt.
Hold on. Stop for a sec. Ken's not looking too good.
Asagawa?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
We need to keep going. There's still more shit to talk about.
Right. Keep going.
We found a couple of other wounds on his inner thigh. They didn't look very new, though.
What kind of wounds?
Wait.
Just a bunch of cuts. They were about mid-thigh, either leg. Not that big.
That's unrelated.
How would you know?
Just, can we move on?
We need to explore every possibility, unless you have a reason why we shouldn't.
Because it's private.
I mean, she does have a point though. We need to...
So what? He's a cutter?
What? Hiroaki!
No, I'm serious. That's what you're getting at, right? He's a cutter. That's what they're from.
Yeah.
Then it's completely unrelated and we can move on. See how easy that was? Just say stuff. He's not even here to get mad at you.
Wait, so...
We already figured it out. We have zero reason to get sidetracked by this. Hayashi, keep going.
Right. Well, since he had a bunch of stab wounds going through his shirt, I wanted to see if they went through the hoodies too. We untied him and took a look. Totally intact. No holes.
So they must have already been off his body when the killer started stabbing him.
Then he was already tied up?
Probably, yeah. That's what it looked like to me, at least. They tied him up before they started stabbing.
If they took his clothes off before they started attacking him, I'd say he was definitely unconscious. Or at least incapacitated. He would never have tolerated that.
Well, the weird part is, the bloodstains on the hoodie were kind of off. There was blood where I'd expect there to be blood, but there were a few smudges of blood, plus some prints. I don't know why they'd be handling the hoodie after they'd already killed him.
That's definitely weird. Yeah. It's not like they untied him, right?
Definitely not.
Wait, but if Kamimura was unconscious, then I still gotta know. How'd they get him up to the art room?
Is it possible that he was awake before they reached the art supply room, and only rendered unconscious after they arrived?
What could knock him out that fast, though?
Bop him on the head.
They didn't bop him on the head. Hayashi already said there were no signs of blunt force trauma.
We're overthinking this. He passes out when his heart rate spikes. They probably just scared him. He was constantly on edge anyway. It wouldn't take much.
His room was a mess, though. There were definitely signs of a struggle. That makes me think he didn't go down all that easy.
I mean, yeah, but is that even possible? Like, could he struggle? He couldn't struggle that hard, right?
I mean, yeah, that doesn't really make a ton of sense. We've seen the kind of stuff that knocks him out. It doesn't take a lot. If he got in an actual honest-to-God fight with someone, I feel like he wouldn't be able to struggle all that hard.
Then, what if he didn't struggle? What if the killer faked the struggle to make us think he'd gone upstairs conscious?
A faked struggle would still have implied he went upstairs incapacitated. It would be strange for him to struggle and then go up willingly.
Well, yeah, but maybe the killer wanted us to think that they actually fought him and didn't just bop him on the head.
He wasn't bopped. We've established that.
Then maybe the way they knocked him out is important.
It's gotta be, if they wanted to cover it up that badly.
If they really did just utilize his condition, I doubt they'd want to cover it up that badly.
It doesn't matter. His cataplectic episodes only last a couple of seconds. That wouldn't be nearly enough time to conceal him and bring him all the way upstairs, then tie him up. It has to be something else.
But then, what about a sedative?
A sedative? Like poison?
Yeah, something to make him fall asleep. Then they'd have enough time to get him upstairs.
Do we have anything like that?
I was in the med bay for like 2 days. I didn't see a single person come in and steal any sedatives.
Nor did I. But what about the chemistry lab?
The chem lab, that's...
I can definitely see that being the case.
Who investigated the chem lab, though?
I did.
I feel like letting you run around the chem lab is like a lab safety violation or something.
Maybe. But I did notice something while I was there. We were missing a few bottles.
Multiple. What exactly were we missing?
Well, I know we were missing flunitrazepam because I was keeping an eye on it.
What?
Rohypnol.
Roofies. We had roofies?
We did, but that seemed rather dangerous, so I was keeping an eye on them. When I investigated earlier, the bottle was gone.
They roofied him?
Well, potentially, but we were also missing a bottle of something a bit more insidious.
Huh?
Cyanide.
We had cyanide?
Yeah, we did.
You knew? And you didn't think to tell anyone that?
Kazutoshi said we should keep it a secret. If people knew we had it, they might try to use it, and...
And they totally did use it. I bet the guy was dead before they even brought him upstairs. All they'd have to do is poison him and haul him up.
He had to have been alive. You saw how much blood there was. Dead people don't bleed like that.
I mean, there still would have been a ton of blood even if he was dead, right? They cut his damn head off. Your blood doesn't just disappear when you die.
I also fail to see why they'd remove his tongue if he was already dead. I'd assume it was to keep him quiet.
That does seem to make sense, yeah.
So, they cut out his tongue so that he couldn't start screaming if he woke up early?
That makes sense.
Then yeah, he was probably still alive. Right?
We're just assuming that's why they cut his tongue out, though. Maybe they just wanted to fuck him up. I mean, they had no reason to cut his head off, right? Or cut his stomach open. Maybe they're just kinda sick.
That's also true.
So maybe they just took his tongue as, like, a trophy or something? That would explain why we never found it.
Then he was already dead?
I don't see any other reason why we'd be missing something like cyanide. What concerns me more is the idea that someone aside from the killer is the one who took the Rohypnol.
You can take roofies for a high though, right? So maybe...
Don't even finish that thought.
So maybe Hiroaki...
That's a really dumb idea.
Then the killer poisoned him and hauled his body upstairs, then staged the crime scene?
Finally! It was poison!
With cyanide? Jesus!
I guess the blood makes sense if he had only just taken the poison not too long before. his heart wouldn't be beating anymore, but there'd still be a lot of blood.
It's not.
How did I even get him to eat it, though?
I took the cyanide.
Kamigawa.
I took the cyanide. The killer couldn't have taken it because I had it in my room. He wasn't dead when they brought him upstairs.
Why did you have cyanide?
Because I was going to kill myself. I took it down to my room like yesterday evening. So unless they got it before that, they took the roofies, not the cyanide. Just get back to debating already. Stop staring at me like that. I'm not going to be a fucking hypocrite like Hitomi was. I said we should all tell the truth, so I'm getting it over with and telling the truth. God!
Hey, it's okay.
Then they probably knocked him out with the Rohypnol. When would they even have done it, though?
I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but could have been Tsuno? She saw him regularly in the medbay, so she would have had ample opportunity to—
You saw him regularly in the medbay too. So it could have just as easily been you. Plus, Hayashi was there for 2 days. That means it could have easily been any of you.
Excuse me?
I don't think it was you. I'm just making a point.
I wouldn't do something like—
And Tsuno would.
Nagawa's right. That argument is getting annoying. You could have. Anyone could have.
Then maybe it was Hasegawa? Since he's always.
We already exonerated him. Please keep up with the rest of the group.
What the? Hey! I'm trying! Jeez! There's just way too much to keep track of!
Well, here's an idea. Kamimura's leftovers have been sitting in the fridge for a couple days now, right?
Toshi's leftovers?
Yeah. From that big dinner Hayashi made. She made him his own special food, right? Since he can't eat a lot of stuff. Everyone else knew not to touch it or eat it, since it was Kamimura's.
He definitely would have flipped out if someone else touched his food. He made that pretty clear.
Right. So if the killer knew nobody else was gonna eat it but Kamimura, maybe they just put the Rohypnol on that.
That definitely makes sense. He went back to his room right after breakfast, too. That's the last time we saw him.
Then that makes complete sense.
It totally makes sense. He ate his breakfast, got roofied, and went back to his room to pass out.
Then all they need to do is go collect him.
But how? Wouldn't he have locked the door?
They could have picked the lock.
The locks are unpickable. We already know that.
Then maybe they just broke it.
Yeah, no. Breaking the doors will get you in trouble. We know that now.
Unless your name is Watari.
Huh?
We are not starting this discussion again.
Watari's room is severely fire damaged, and yet mine receives completely disproportionate punishment for kicking one door.
Miss Vatari's damage was caused accidentally. It was unintentional. Miss Hayashi's damage was very much intended. That is the difference.
Fuck's sake, Shigeki, just let it go! I already told you I was fine!
Except that you're not fine. You've been acting off for days, and you were tortured just the other night. You can barely even walk around, and yet you insist that you're alright, and refuse to let me do anything to help or defend you!
Because I don't need you to help me or defend me! I need you to back the hell off!
But I don't understand why!
Because I can defend myself! I don't know why the hell you're suddenly trying to act all protective or whatever, but I don't need it!
Well, maybe I'm acting protective because you're acting completely irrational!
I'm not!
You are! You used to be incredibly cautious. You used to think things through and avoid risks you didn't need to be taking. You were trying to stay alive. Now you're acting completely careless. You weren't being safe when you kicked down the door. You were being safe when we investigated the door trap. You weren't being thorough when we investigated the dorms. You're going to get yourself killed, and then what?
And then it'll be none of your fucking business, because you don't get to make decisions for me!
I'm not trying to make decisions for you. I'm trying to keep you alive!
I can keep myself alive! I don't need you to do that for me! I thought you understood that!
Jesus Christ, can you both just cram it? We're in the middle of a trial. What were we even talking about again?
The lock.
Right. The lock wasn't broken since that would get someone punished, and nobody got punished.
Then maybe he just opened the door.
He was unconscious.
Then, whoever stole his key just used that?
He had already found his key. He wouldn't have been able to go back to his room without it. So we know he had it.
Then he used the 3D printed key.
If Kamimura had the blue key, he'd know someone cloned his key, and he'd know someone had his key. He never would have gone back to his room if he knew someone else could get in, especially since they were clearly targeting him. Now, if you're all done being dumb, can we talk about the way more obvious answer?
We're not dumb.
The killer used the blue key to get in. Obviously.
That does make sense, yeah.
So if the struggle was faked, and he was already unconscious when they got there to abduct him, when did they fake the struggle? Right there and then?
That wouldn't really have been too smart. Kamimura could have woken up at any moment, so they'd probably want to get him upstairs as fast as possible, just to be sure he didn't wake up while they were still in his room. That would have been bad for them, I think.
So they broke in, kidnapped him while he was unconscious, brought him upstairs, and killed him.
I'm still somewhat confused about the key.
Go on.
Well, Kamimura's key was missing, yes? We've established that. But today is actually the first I'm hearing about it. What exactly happened?
Yesterday, when we were headed back to his room, he couldn't find it. He usually keeps it in his pocket, but it wasn't there. So he spent all day looking for it, and I helped out, but nothing. We couldn't find it.
He was pretty pissed about it.
But then he went back to his room after breakfast, right? So, when did he find the key?
The killer probably left it for him in the kitchen. They would have already been there anyway if they were poisoning his food. They left it somewhere they knew he'd spot it. Problem solved.
I still don't get how they cloned Kamimura's key at all. I mean, this 3D printer thing, it was broken, right? So even if they could steal his key, could they have printed a new one?
I mean, obviously they could, 'cause they did.
Well, yeah, but how? Who fixed the printer?
Nobody's going to admit it. Cool. So what was the killer then?
Ojima's pretty handy, right? I mean, he fixed Wada's computer, so couldn't he have fixed the printer?
I definitely didn't fix Masanari's computer.
Yeah, no, he didn't fix it at all. It's still super broken.
I honestly don't know anything about computers. At all. Especially fixing them.
What? Then who fixed the printer?
We should rule out the idea that it was Kamimura or Suno before we start jumping to conclusions.
It definitely wasn't Suno. She didn't know anything about computers.
It wasn't Kamimura either. I don't think he even knew we had a 3D printer.
I think it's safe to assume Kamimura didn't know anything about the blue key at all. If he had known his key had been copied, there's no way he would have been willing to go back to his room.
Wait, so if he lost the key and didn't find it again until this morning, where did he sleep last night?
My bad.
And where did you sleep?
My bad. And neither of us left the room during the night, so he's accounted for.
When did they even have the time to swipe the key? Because, I don't know, Hasegawa and Kamimura were, always together? When was he around someone else?
He visited the medical bay. But none of us took his key, I'm sure of it.
It was already missing by then anyway.
So then it had to be in the morning.
The only time we were all together in the morning was when Monomoko brought Hayashi back from the void.
The void?
That's right. We were all together for that.
I wasn't there.
So if that's when the key got swiped, it couldn't be Wada.
A lot of stuff points to it not being Wada.
Because it wasn't Wada.
We were all pretty distracted then, too. Everyone was focused on Hayashi, so it would have been really easy to swipe the key right out of his pocket if you knew what you were doing.
But do we have someone like that? Do we have, a pickpocket in here?
We have a thief. I know that much.
It makes total sense why they swiped the key in the morning, though. I mean, they would have needed time to model and 3D print the new key, so stealing in the morning would have given them all day to do that.
And the printer's in the computer lab, right?
Right.
Then that's perfect! We just gotta figure out who was in the computer lab yesterday, and then we know who copied his key.
Except that nobody's gonna confess to it, right? Who was in the computer lab yesterday? Exactly!
That's fine. It just means we need to smoke them out. Everyone who's innocent should have an alibi for that time, right?
An alibi for what time? I'm completely losing the thread here.
All right, follow me and keep up. Yesterday, when Hayashi got dropped off in the auditorium, the killer pickpocketed Kamimura's room key. They took it upstairs to the computer lab, modeled it on one of the computers, and printed it on the 3D printer, which they had fixed. While that's printing, they go to the chem lab and steal the bottle of Rohypnol. That night, they lace the food he had left in the fridge, leave his key there for him to find, and keep the blue key for themselves. At breakfast, Kamimura eats the poison, finds his key, heads back to his room, and passes out. The killer shows up, breaks into his room with the blue key, kidnaps him, brings him upstairs, ties him up, and kills him. Done.
Wait, but hold on. I have a question.
Please tell me you were listening.
I was, but if they were doing all that, when did they set the door trap?
What?
The door trap. The one that killed Minami. When did they set it?
Thank you. Can we please talk about Suno?
Suno died after Kamimura. If we solve his murder, we live. If we solve her murder, we get nothing. Prioritize.
What? Are you serious? She died. You're telling me to just get over it? Someone killed her.
We need to talk about Suno.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, Wada. Tell us what happened.
Right, we were on our way to investigate the wood shop, and when Suno opened the door, this big plate swung down with these wooden spikes on it, and it killed her.
It was a big square wooden plate with a couple wooden stakes on it. Caught her right in the stomach. The door opens outwards, so it swung down from the inside and got her as soon as she opened it.
It was definitely made using the supplies in the woodshop. I'm certain of that. There's nowhere else in the school to find those materials. The woodshop contains quite a few of those large wooden plates, as well as a few smaller pieces of wood that could quite easily be made into the stakes that were fixed to the plate. Not to mention, the trap was rigged above the woodshop door. It would have been exceedingly simple for them to build it in the woodshop and rig it right there. Otherwise, they would have had to carry it around, and it wasn't exactly light.
So then, when did they make it?
I mean, Kazutoshi and I were in the woodshop 2 nights ago, and it definitely wasn't there then. I'm sure we would have noticed.
Not even under a tarp or something. It wasn't under construction?
No, not above the door, not under a tarp, not anywhere. It wasn't there.
Hey, wait a minute! Why were you in the woodshop 2 nights ago? It was supposed to be closed off!
Does it matter?
Yeah, it matters! When we set rules as a group, you should follow them!
Shut up, Tamba.
What? Fine, jeez.
If it wasn't there when you guys were there, that means it had to be set up yesterday. If it wasn't even under construction yet, they had to have made it during the day and rigged it up at night. That's the only way the timeline works out.
Perfect! Then it's time for my favorite part. We need to start attacking alibis.
What?
If the killer was building the plate yesterday, they wouldn't have an alibi for that time. So we just need to find out who doesn't have an alibi from then to Kamimura's death. And we've got our killer.
But Kamimura's killer and Tsuno's killer might be 2 entirely different people. We don't know.
If that's the case, Tsuno's death doesn't matter, and we can just focus on Kamimura. Why are we talking about Tsuno at all, if the killers are 2 different people?
Why are you always like this? Every time you show a shred of decency, you back it up by being unreasonably cruel.
For fuck's sake, I'm not being cruel! I'm not being cruel, I'm not being heartless, and I'm not being cold, I'm not being any of this shit! I'm the only one who's actually thinking with any sort of logic here! I don't hate Tsuno. I'm not being cruel. I just want us to make it out of this alive. If the killers are the same person, we need to talk about Tsuno. And if they're not, we don't!
Then let's figure that part out next. If there are 2 killers, we need to know.
It has to be the same person, right?
Says who? I totally think it's 2 people!
Are you dense? It's clearly the same person.
Actually, shockingly, I agree with Tamba. It makes more sense for there to be 2 killers.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards 2 separate killers myself, honestly.
Same.
It's 1.
It Seems as though we're somewhat divided on the issue.
It has to be one. What the hell are the odds that two people would decide to kill someone on the same day?
Coincidences happen. Circumstances being unlikely doesn't make them impossible.
But if there were two killers, why would the second killer rig a trap above the woodshop door? It wouldn't make any sense. Nobody goes in there. The trap could be there forever without anyone running into it.
Unless Hasegawa said it, since he knew that he and
You
Kamimura...
already exonerated Hasagawa a million times.
It would make way more sense for it to be one killer. They kill Kamimura with the stuff from the woodshop, so that we'll have to go investigate the woodshop. Then, when we do, and someone dies, it makes us not want to investigate any further, cause any room could be trapped. It's a good plan, but it doesn't make any sense if there are two different killers.
The killer couldn't have known for certain we would investigate the woodshop, though.
Maybe not, but they certainly could have guided us in that direction. Like Hama said, using tools from the woodshop in Kamimura's murder made us investigate the woodshop, did it not? And when we found the trap, we immediately stopped investigating any new rooms.
That's honestly kind of genius.
Don't give them so much credit. They're gonna get caught, so they can't be that fucking smart.
Hold on. The two murder methods are completely different, though. Two totally different victims with no connection between them. Two totally different methods with no connection between them and no evidence connecting either one.
There is evidence connecting them, though. The woodshop tools. Obviously, Kamimura's death is connected to the woodshop. Suno died in the woodshop. There's your connection.
But how would they have had time to clone the key and set up the whole trap and drug Kamimura all in one day?
That's only like 3 things.
Plus, you can leave the 3D printer unattended while it's still printing.
The trap wasn't exactly some Machiavellian level shit. They would have had time. It was a spike plate, not a rocket engine.
It does kind of make sense.
I'm convinced.
They've gotta be the same person. There's no way around it.
Then can we please get back to alibis? We need to figure out who it actually could have been.
But you're demanding that everyone have an alibi for 2 days straight. Nobody's gonna have that airtight of an alibi. It isn't possible.
Why are you so opposed to going after people's alibis?
I'm not. But the way you want to go about it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so what about your alibi then? Let's start with you. Where were you?
I spent almost all of yesterday in the medical bay with Suno and Mai.
And last night?
You don't have an alibi either.
Yes, I do! I was with Takeshi all night!
Of course he would claim that. You two are extremely close. That doesn't mean anything.
Are you fucking serious? I already told everyone exactly what I was doing last night. I already told you exactly where I was. Hayashi has the evidence to back it. You won't say shit about where you were. You have no alibi.
I do have an alibi. Just because my alibi isn't 2 days long doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I could have done anything yesterday because I was in the medbay the whole time.
Shocker. Yanagi Shigeki throwing another investigation. Who could have guessed?
At least I'm actually making an effort instead of floating around the school uselessly for the entire investigation period, just tacking myself onto whatever other groups I find along the way.
He was exactly where he said he was. What are you getting at? I was with him last night. He has an alibi. You have no right to be accusing him when you still haven't said where you were last night.
But I do have an alibi.
I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Yanagi, where were you? And if you don't tell me the truth right now, this one time, you've lost all my trust.
I was on the second floor.
What?
I was on the second floor, trying to get into the locked room.
What?
I wasn't damaging the door. I was just trying to pick the lock. Surely that wouldn't have counted as damage to school property.
You're kidding.
I wanted to get open so you can stop acting like this. Ever since your argument with Tamba, you've been taking far too many risks and you've been hurt. And I'm worried about you. I wanted to get the door open so you can stop concerning yourself with it and just focus on staying alive like you did before. So that's where I was. I spent my night upstairs trying to open the door. I failed, for the record, but that's where I was. That's my alibi.
Here's the deal. Nobody needs to have an airtight alibi for both days, as long as they have an alibi for some of it. If the killer is one person, they just have to have an alibi for some of the time that they supposedly spent prepping the murder. So we just need to find someone with no alibi. And if we don't have that, we need to attack the weakest alibi.
So when do we need to have an alibi for?
You need an alibi for yesterday, an alibi for last night, or an alibi for this morning.
Then I'm cleared. I was in the medbay the entire time. Didn't leave once until the investigation started.
I can vouch for that.
But you left during the night, Shigeki. You can't vouch for the fact that she was there then.
I can. I stopped by the medbay in the middle of the night. Hayashi was there.
What were you doing in the medbay in the middle of the night?
Visiting old friends. Don't worry about it.
Then let's tackle you next. Where were you for the rest of the day?
I mean, yesterday, I was mostly just watching Watari practice in her room. I've got supreme control over all forms of fire, so she had me there as a safety precaution.
Which is why my room only partially burnt up.
Exactly. You're welcome.
What about in the morning?
I was hanging out with Watari then too, right after breakfast. We were both in the kitchen when the body discovery announcement went off. Nobody else was there.
Shigeki, where were you in the morning?
I was sleeping, unfortunately. I briefly attended breakfast, but I went back to bed after that.
He was definitely sleeping when I came to get him. Shirtless, by the way.
That's completely irrelevant to the case. You truly just say whatever you want.
I mean, I was with Kamigawa all night. We've already established that. But I spent most of yesterday with Masanari. I was trying to fix his PC.
Yeah, I can back that up.
This morning, though, I was with Nakamigawa again.
I was in my room, so I don't really have an alibi, but I was already exonerated since the body discovery announcement played for me.
Same.
I spent most of yesterday on my own, but I did briefly spend some time tending to staff duties with Nishina.
Yep, can confirm.
I spend most of my time patrolling the hall, since I'm the hall overlord. Unfortunately, that leaves me alone a lot of the time, but I do have an alibi for this morning. That means I'm safe, right?
Depends. What's the alibi?
I was patrolling the halls.
Okay, but see, that's not an alibi.
I can prove it, though. I saw Hasegawa go up to the library about 20 minutes after breakfast. I saw Watari go into Hama's room and knock on his door. Then I saw the two of them go to the dining room, and 10 minutes after that, Hama and Wada walked down to the West Wing bathrooms. Then Hama walked Wada back to his room and went back to the dining room. Plus, I saw Suna go from the medbay to the storage room about 30 minutes after breakfast, then head back to the medbay. That all happened, right? If I saw it, that's proof I was in the hall, isn't it?
Definitely.
Did that all happen?
I can back the Suno part.
She got my part right too.
It's the same.
Then my alibi works.
It also helps back up Watari's alibi.
Yep. I was with Okazaki and Hama yesterday. Then I was with Hama in the morning. Last night, though, I was sleeping. I don't know how you guys spend all night running around like that. I was tired.
So then it's just...
Tamba?
This looks kind of bad for me.
Then start talking.
I swear I didn't do anything! I don't have an alibi, sure, but that's because I was in my room all day! I was just trying to stay warm! I left for a bit yesterday and in the morning too! To get a pan from the kitchen! I was heating them up to keep with me in my room! It was to keep myself warm! I didn't do anything crazy like decapitate someone or rig up a spike trap or whatever!
And yet you're the only one with no alibi.
But it wasn't me! I just didn't want to leave my room!
Huh. Suddenly not so bold without Hayashi backing you.
I didn't do it though!
Please, hold on a second. Kazutoshi and Princess Tamba didn't always get along, but I highly doubted something she would kill him over.
Except that she had a motive this time.
What?
You said it yourself, right? She got in a big fight with Hayashi. Hayashi doesn't have her back anymore. Now she needs to actually fend for herself for once.
So she went for an easy kill to get herself out of here.
I didn't! I swear I didn't! You've got it all wrong! I didn't!
But we found the kitchen utensils in her room. Her story has evidence. We found the pots and pans she claimed to have been heating up. Surely that adds some credit to her story.
I couldn't even have lifted that spike plate anyway, especially not all the way above the door. It was too heavy.
How did they get the spike plate above the door?
That's actually a pretty good question.
The woodshop's right across from the second incinerator room. They've got a couple ladders in there. The big one, plus a smaller one that would fit a whole lot better in the woodshop. All they'd need to do is run across the hall and grab a ladder.
Well, yeah, that'd get them above the door, but the plate's still heavy, right? How'd they lift it?
Tomba's an athlete, though, right? Why are we so quick to write off the idea that she could have lifted it? She works out, like, every day.
But it's still almost the size of me. There's no way I could rig up a trap that heavy and that big while standing on the ladder.
I mean, there's ropes in the woodshop too, right? Like those ropes holding the pallets down? Couldn't they just take one of those ropes and heave the plate up?
Not a bad idea. Could have strung it through the ceiling beams.
Exactly. They tie one end to the plate, loop it over the beam, then heave it up. He wouldn't even need to be that strong. It's not like it was crazy heavy, just pretty heavy. They could heave it up, tie the other end of the rope down to the shelf or table or something, and then the plate would just be suspended in place. They could just rig it up while it's hanging there.
Okay, speaking of rigging it up, how does the trap even work? Did we figure that out?
I went back and forth on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's not that complicated. They fitted the plate to an axle and hooked it up above the door. The axle was on this little wooden bit. Fuck, it would be so much easier to just show you. It was on this little wooden bit that let it turn. Like an axle.
I'm vaguely following.
Then, it was also hooked up to this little piece of rope that was connected to the actual door. So when you opened the door, it would rotate the axle a bit, and the plate's weight would do the rest. The axle would tip it forward, and the plate would swing forward with its full weight behind it.
Which is exactly what happened when we opened the door.
And I definitely saw the rope connecting the door to the axle. I can confirm that without a doubt.
Okay, so let me see if I'm following this so far. Yesterday, while we're freaking out about Hayashi, the killer steals Kamimura's room key. They model it, clone it, and while the thing's printing, they get to work on the spike plate. During the night, they poison Kamimura's food and rig up the trap. In the morning, he eats breakfast, passes out, gets kidnapped and dragged upstairs, then they kill him. We all investigate, Suno gets killed by the trap, and here we are. Does that check out?
Sounds about right.
That doesn't really sound right at all, though.
What?
I still have a lot of questions that we haven't really taken the time to come back to. Like, how did Kamimura even get up to the art room without being spotted? How did the killer get the saw and the knife to the art room without being spotted? If we found the body not long after Kamimura died, how come the killer didn't have any blood on them? How'd they get the tools down to Wada's room so fast? They weren't spotted doing that either, right? And why was Kamimura's room such a mess if there wasn't even a struggle?
I'm more curious about why there were signs of a struggle in Tsuno's room.
What?
Holy shit, I totally forgot about that. Good question. The place was trashed.
Why?
We have no idea. It had been completely ravaged.
Suno didn't go back to her room after leaving in the morning, though, right? She went to breakfast, then she went to the medbay. So how could her room have been trashed? Was it trashed yesterday?
Definitely not. She would have mentioned something like that, right? If someone had gone in and trashed her room, I doubt she would have been comfortable sleeping there.
How would someone have even gotten into her room to begin with, though? Was there another key we didn't know about?
I don't think Manami's key was ever missing, though, was it?
She slept in her own room last night, as far as I know. She had to have had it then.
So what? She trashed her own room? Why?
I really can't see her doing that.
Sorry if this is off topic, but could it be related to Ken's note?
What do you mean?
Well, we can't figure out when that note got planted, right? Since it wasn't there when you woke up. And we can't figure out when the saw got planted in Masanari's room. Plus, we can't figure out when Kazutoshi's room got trashed either. The killer would have needed access to all 4 rooms, right? But we only found 1 key.
So how'd they do it?
Well, I mean... what if they did it during the investigation? All the rooms would have been unlocked, right? So they could have gone in and trashed the place.
But before we even got there?
No, hold on. This makes sense. They had the key to Kamimura's room, so they could have easily started with his room while the other rooms were still locked. the body wouldn't have even had to have been discovered yet. So they kill Kamimura, run down to his room, and destroy the place. Then the body gets discovered. They come meet up with the rest of us, and since everyone knew Yanagi and Hayashi would be handling the basement floor and starting in the medbay, they knew they had some time to hit the dorms.
Then all they would need to do is trash Suno's room and plunder evidence before Yanagi and Hayashi caught up to them.
We started with the men's dorms as well. They could easily have still been in Suno's room as we began investigating.
That's the only period of time that makes sense. It's the only time all doors are unlocked and the only time they could plant evidence without the owners of the room seeing it.
So then we should be looking at the people who investigated the dorms?
Well, Hasegawa's already exonerated.
Yanagi's not.
What? Why are you accusing me?
I don't know, because it makes perfect sense. You weren't there when we all gathered at the art supply room, right? So when the killer was supposed to be trashing Kamimura's room, you were totally unaccounted for. When I came to get you, you were shirtless, which would explain the whole killer not being covered in blood thing. You just changed clothes.
I was shirtless because I was sleeping.
You were sleeping shirtless when it was that cold. I don't know if I believe that.
I'm not bothered by cold.
But that was really cold, man.
I still had plenty of blankets on. I just wasn't wearing a shirt. I never wear a shirt to bed.
More like you knew the cold was turning off. You'd already killed someone, so it was bound to turn off. You knew you'd be fine.
But how would knowing the cold would turn off prevent me from being cold in the moment? But by your own logic, I still should have had a shirt on.
Except that I don't think the reason you ditched the shirt was because you knew about the cold mode of ending. That's just some backup ammo. You had no shirt on because your clothes were drenched in blood.
I have an alibi, though. You already know where I was last night.
No, we don't. We know what you told us, but we don't actually have anything to back that claim up with.
Plus, I mean, you had a motive, right? You already said you were trying to protect Hayashi. You said you were trying to keep her safe. So...
So, you killed Kamimura and Suno to end the motive for Hayashi, to make her less desperate to escape.
And then, what? Chickened out at the last second? If he was trying to protect Hayashi, why are we even doing a trial? He changed his mind.
I didn't do anything, though. There's nothing to change my mind about.
Yeah, hold on. There's no way. I was with him for the entire investigation. I would have seen him do this shit. He didn't.
Unless you're just saying that to cover for him. If the theory flies, he's doing this for you, right? So of course you'd have a reason to cover for him.
Like hell, I wouldn't let everyone else die just so I could escape.
Either way, I wouldn't have been able to rig up the plate one-handed. There's no way I could have done that.
Your hand still doesn't work? Jeez, isn't it healing yet?
He can't move his fingers at all. He wouldn't have been able to rig up the plate, and I doubt he would have been able to carry Toshi upstairs either.
Carrying Kamimura upstairs one-handed doesn't seem like that much of a challenge, but I guess I can see what you mean about the plate. That does seem a bit far-fetched.
Then perhaps it was Hayashi.
What?
She would have zero problems rigging the plate, right? And she also knows how the plate works. I can't really see Hayashi covering for Yanagi, but I can certainly see Yanagi covering for Hayashi. He has a track record, after all.
Except I was in the med bay for 2 days straight. Anyone can back that.
Yeah, I think Hayashi's name is already clear, honestly.
I certainly didn't see her do anything during the investigation that would lead me to suspect her.
Then I mean, what about Hiroaki?
Excuse me?
You went down to wake up Yanagi, right? You were alone in the unlocked dorm hall during that time. You could have done something. Nobody would know, since nobody else was coming down to the basement anyway.
You also investigated alone.
What, so did you? You and Tama both investigated alone! Tons of people were alone! I went off alone, you went off alone, Tama went off alone, Wada went off alone, Hasegawa went off alone, Watari went off alone! That means nothing! Plus, I never even saw Kamimura's trash room! Only Hayashi and Yanagi saw it! You should be looking at them!
We already did, though.
They probably worked together to fuck up the entire investigation! They've been working together this entire time. No wonder they...
Are you an idiot? How would I have written Hasegawa's note? I'm the one telling everybody it's fake. Why would I talk about how fake it is if I wanted everyone to believe it?
Besides, as we've repeated, she was in the med bay.
It doesn't matter. My alibi is completely ironclad, so you've got nothing to accuse me with either way.
Except you and Ojima could be covering for each other just as well as myself and Mai.
What could we possibly gain from that? Only one person gets to escape. With you and Mai, at least it's obvious who that would be. But I'm not dying just so Nakamigawa can go home.
Damn right, because that would be stupid. I'm not dying for Takeshi.
What are you saying about me?
That you're blind and stupid, and you die for any girl in this building because you're a giant doormat!
At least he's actually making claims with merit behind them. You've just been accusing whoever the hell you want for this entire trial. Do you even listen to yourself?
Shut up! You just keep talking about stupid shit that has nothing to do with the case! How many times have we gone around in circles already? How many times have we talked about the same thing when we still have questions we haven't answered yet? I don't care about the note. I don't care about the dorms. We've already figured that out. That's not getting us any closer to the killer. Can we please just talk about how the hell they got him upstairs in the first place?
Could they have just wrapped him up in something? Or covered him? Like with a tarp from the art room or with a sheet?
Nobody saw anyone carrying something like that around, though. Hanano was patrolling the hallway and she didn't see anything.
Nope, not a thing.
They moved the saw too. How was the killer moving so many things around without getting spotted carrying any of it?
They had to have had a way of concealing stuff like that in plain sight.
How though?
I'm not sure what you're looking at me for.
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen you hide an entire person in your coat.
You can't honestly be serious.
Watori's a lot bigger than Kamimura too. You definitely could have hidden him in there.
Do you genuinely not understand how stupid this sounds?
You knock him out, slip him into your coat, carry him upstairs, nobody sees a thing.
Could have done the same with the saw, too.
But I was patrolling. I've already proven that. I'm accounted for.
I mean, are you though?
You said yourself that I correctly assessed what you were doing this morning.
Yeah, but we kind of already talked about those things, didn't we? Or at the very least, we kind of gave you enough to work with. You patrol every day, right? You probably know people's schedules well enough to fill in the blanks by now.
Okazaki knew about the 3D printed seal. I told her about it a couple days ago.
That doesn't mean I know anything about it. I just knew we had one and that it was broken.
I mean, if anyone in here was going to decapitate and mutilate someone...
Except that I've never expressed any sort of desire to hurt Kamimura or Suno.
Whoa, hold on. Not true.
Yeah, definitely not true. You and Manami got into a huge fight just a few days ago. I was there.
Yeah, me too.
And you've got a track record. Wada's ribs are proof enough of that.
But would she really have killed Suno over something that petty?
I mean, if she killed Suno strictly for personal reasons, it would kind of make sense why Suno's room was totally trashed. Maybe Okazaki just hated her.
If she needed a sacrifice to scare us off investigating with the traps in place, it makes sense that she would pick someone she hates. And if she hates Suno, it makes sense that she would trash her room when given the opportunity.
But I've been helping for the entire investigation and trial. Why would I help you convict me? I participated fully in the investigation. I willingly offered up information about the chemistry lab.
Hey, here's a question. Why the hell were you investigating the computer lab? That was after Suno died, right? So we'd all agreed to not go into any new rooms? Why were you going against that?
Because it was clearly safe to investigate. Wada was already in there. None of these arguments hold any water. My alibi is still perfectly viable. This doesn't make any sense as an accusation.
Can you open your coat then?
Sorry?
Your coat. Can you open it?
I'd rather not. It's still fairly cold.
Hanano, open your coat.
Jesus!
Oh, God.
There's the blood.
I got stabbed!
Once, and it wasn't even that deep. You're completely covered in blood.
I'm not!
You are!
Hanano, why are you covered in blood? What did you do?
I didn't...
What the hell?
Con.
What What?
What is she even?
Is that my cassette player?
Come. Huh? My, look at you. All your neurons firing today, I guess. You finally picked up on the hints I've been laying down for, hours now?
What the hell? Who are you?
Well, I shouldn't be surprised. A band of dimwits this easy to kill was bound to have some problems figuring things out without a little boost. No pun intended, of course. Con.
Is she fucking losing it?
Now, no need to get upset. Allow me to dumb things down for you, Oni boy. You're standing in the presence of insurmountable greatness.
Hanano!
The fox's call to a midnight moon. The streak of white in a starless, desolate sky. The phantom thief of Nagoya.
Phantom. What?
Are you sad? Not what you expected, right? Your first time meeting a true and honest supervillain, is it? I can understand why you'd be intimidated.
Okazaki, what the actual hell are you talking about?
It's just like for some.
Kazutoshi was an unfortunate sacrifice to make, I guess. It would have been very interesting to watch him figure this one out, but he was a natural bump in the road when it came to taking on my true nemesis.
You can't be serious.
My, to think I would joke about something like this?
Shut up!
A rivalry on this scale is nothing to joke about. Do you know how long how long Suno, do you have any idea how long she's been thwarting me?
Thwarting?
Oh, Okazaki, you're from Nagoya too? Acting like she doesn't even, we're nemesis. How could she even?
Shut up!
The nerve of her! The whole time we've been in here, she's acted like I don't even exist. And then...
Are you fucking serious? What are you even talking about? Nemesis? Supervillain? Are you completely fucking delusional?
I'm completely awakened! Con!
Is that why you've been messing with Wada? Just to piss off Suno?
Oh, Nishino, you have no idea. You should have seen how angry she was. She never looked at me that way before. She completely loathed me. Like a nemesis is supposed to. Like she's supposed to. Like she's always been meant to.
Huh?
And all I had to do was rough Wada up a little. Who cares? That's child's play for the phantom thief of Nagoya. Con.
Shut up!
Then you're the one who's been
Stealing? Con. I'm amazed it took you this long to figure that out. Why? You mad? You want your cigar box back?
You.
Then maybe go your stuff a little better, dunk-ass. Con.
The hell?
Everyone's complaining about their stuff getting stolen, but this is some of the simplest, easiest, most beginner-level stealing I've ever had to do. Are you serious? You guys just leave this stuff on your desks. It's tragic. You're tragic.
She's completely delusional.
I'm inspired is what I am. You know what kind of an opportunity I was presented with here? Locked in a game of murder and betrayal with my lifelong nemesis, my rival. Her fate was sealed the second she decided to act like she had no clue who I was.
She didn't have a clue who you were. She didn't care. What are you even talking about? You seriously think she was your nemesis? Sue didn't give a single fuck about you. She wouldn't waste her time on something that stupid.
It's not like she was a real superhero. That's not... You're completely insane!
I prefer the term opportunistic, eloquent, handsome, thrilling, crafty, fancy, classy maybe.
There is nothing classy about whatever the fuck is going on here.
You killed her over a completely fictional rivalry.
Fictional's a stretch. We're not fiction, are we? Reality's very real, and our rivalry, now that was very real.
Stop, please! What are you doing? This isn't real! This can't be real! Why are you doing this?
So Kazutoshi...
Died for nothing. That's about right. It was an easy shot, the quickest way to get to Minami.
And Minami...
Died for love! Her passion, her loathing. Who can really say? She reached the natural end of her life. A rivalry so torrid can only last for so long until someone ends up hurt. I guess I'm next. No?
God, we can't kill you fast enough at this point. Why the hell is she still here?
Good fucking question. She's gonna be dead in a minute anyway if we don't start wrapping this shit up.
Then let's go over what happened.
Halt! I have no interest in sitting through another boring, loathsome, 6-page rant about how everyone died, or what my motivations were, or any of that trash. If we must recap the case, I'm doing it myself, with flair.
Just stop talking!
When Tarara died, it was a big eye-opener for me. Life is short, you know, which gave me an idea. Kamimura's short too, which would make him pretty easy to overpower. So when the temperature started dropping and it became clear someone had to die, I thought, hey, now's my chance to end a long and tumultuous character arc. Here's my chance to purge Nagoya of all that is good and kind. Here's my chance to capture a win for pure, true, righteous villainy.
Righteous villainy?
So I started planning. Wada helped me out a bunch by telling me about that 3D printer. Really not that hard to fix at all. I've got one at home that's pretty similar, so I'm pretty handy with the thing. They're excellent tools for prop crafting. When he told me we'd have one, I just knew I had to incorporate it somehow. What better way than to copy Hamimoto's room key? You guys got one thing 100% spot on. I swiped it when we were in the auditorium. He was standing still, everyone was distracted. It just seemed like a perfect opportunity, you know? Why pass it up? When I saw him freaking out about it, though, looking everywhere for the key and whatnot, that was just the icing on the cake. Nothing makes me laugh like seeing some sad sack trying to find the stuff I've already got in my pocket.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Then, all I had to do was get a good picture of the key on one of the AV room cameras, model it on a PC, and print it in the computer lab. Voila, new key. Isn't technology amazing?
We already know all of this shit. Go die already!
After I set that up to print, it really didn't take too long at all, honestly, since the keys aren't all that big. I went off to work on my spike plate. Do you like it? I'm not a woodworker, but I feel like it came out pretty nicely. For a spike plate, that is. This is my first time setting a trap, but it's certainly my first time making a spike plate, so it's a little embarrassing to show it off on such a big stage. It was effective, though. I just wish I'd seen it in action. Seeing the life leave Suno Minami's eyes is something I would have paid for. How was it, Wada? Did she get uneasy? Quiet? Crying? Cursing my very name to the heavens above? Kun.
You. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Once I had that all rigged up, I grabbed a knife and a saw and I headed off on my way. Dropped them off in the supply room for later. I grabbed the key on my way back downstairs. Thank God I'd taken precautions to keep Wada out of the computer lab. Otherwise, he might have gone in there and taken it. Kun. Looks like kicking someone's ribs in on the computer lab floors enough to keep them out of the computer lab for a bit.
Motomoko, I want to vote. End this shit already.
Yeah, seriously. I want to vote too.
After that, I went to the chem lab and picked up the drugs I was gonna need. That part was crazy easy. None of that stuff is really hidden or anything. It's all labeled, so I just grabbed it and went downstairs. The funny part is how easy it was to actually poison him. Thanks for that, Mai. Cooking him his own separate food made it super simple. Shh, I'm talking.
Shut the fuck up!
Once his food was spiked, all I had to do was wait. So after he ate breakfast, I gave him a few minutes and I just went to his room and scooped him up like it was nothing. He was out cold. Took him upstairs, popped his sweaters off, popped my coat off, tied him up. He wasn't super out cold though, which had me a little worried. Figured maybe I didn't use enough for Hypnol or wasn't as potent as thought or something like that, but he was stirring a bit. Not my favorite. So I took a precautionary measure in the form of a little trophy.
His tongue.
I cut out his tongue. Kun.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
And before you ask, I am not giving it back. I've earned it for how hard I've worked today. But anyway, I cut out his tongue, and that's when he definitely woke up. It was funny, though, because he only woke up for, like a second? And then he froze up and couldn't do anything. So I just went to town, grabbed the wood knife and started going crazy. I wanted things to look bad.
Why?
Because if I made an absolutely gory mess of him, there's no way Hasegawa would be able to investigate it, and he's smarter than all of you. So I had to make sure he was totally out of the picture. A precautionary measure.
You did all that just to fuck with Hasegawa?
Yep. I'm afraid so. Had to be done. I popped a few holes in him, knew what I had to do, but at this point he was bleeding pretty bad. He was already dying. I would say he was choking on his own tongue, but, you know, he was mostly just choking on blood from his tongue, which was gone. He was on his way out, so I let him finish that up, and then I was like, how can I make this worse? Which is when I got the idea to cut him open.
God, fuck. Shut up.
So I grabbed the saw and started opening him up. Abdomen's where all the good stuff is, so I started on that. But then it kind of seemed, I don't know, tacky, messy. Not classy, that's for sure. And what's a phantom thief without class? So I took off his head instead. I even wrapped it up. Much classier.
Hey, let us vote already!
After that, I wiped the blood off my hands. Thanks, trusty black hoodie. Rebandaged them, threw my coat back on, and snuck all the weapons back downstairs. Fresh incoming Muda's room was pretty quick work. Left the knife in there too, just to spice things up a little. But then the announcement went off and I had to head back upstairs. Small bump in the road. I still had the whole saw on me after all, so I was feeling a bit nervous. But since Hiroaki wanted to investigate alone, I actually got up pretty easy. I just went back downstairs and kept working. Wrote the note, left the saw in Wada's room, at the Gaina's desk. I didn't think any of that crap was gonna work. Not a chance, but I wanted to make things a bit more fun. And what's more fun than a whole second mystery?
Shut up. Shut up.
By the time I got around to Suno's room, I really just couldn't help myself. I knew she was never going to see it anyway, but to trash my rival's room as one final show of malice. I could possibly waste the opportunity.
You destroyed her room just to...
You mad? You look pretty mad. What are you gonna do?
Shut up!
I took everything from you. You're just a sad little loser left behind with nothing. Cry about it.
Fuck you!
When the second of nothing played, my job was done. That meant my mission was a success. Both of them were dead, everything was right where it needed to be, and I was off the hook. For the record, the Rehypnol, right here, this pocket. You guys never even wondered where the bottle went. There's no way you would have been able to solve this without me dropping you hints the whole time. You're all completely lackluster and incompetent.
You fucking...
Masanari!
Let go of me! Let go!
Aww, he wants to hit me. Can you even reach all the way up here? Well, what a truly tragic little...
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Ken!
Are you fucking serious? This was all over your stupid supervillain roleplay? You killed 2 people over this shit? Are you kidding?
Hasegawa.
Well, you should feel honored to have landed a blow on the face of...
Just let us vote! I'm sick of listening to this shit!
We will now begin the voting process. You'll be prompted to select the student that you believe is guilty of murdering Kamimura Kazutoshi and Suno Manami.
Why will you do this? I trusted you. You weren't like this.
Sorry, boss. I was. I've been like this from the start. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you that. Really.
How could you do this to me?
It had to be done. You'll understand one day. I'm sure of it.
I won't! I'll never understand!
After all of the votes have been cast, the execution will commence.
You will. Truly, you will. You're certainly smart enough. If we had more time, I think I could have shown you the light. I think I could have shown you things you'd never even dream of. You'd have made a perfect psychic, Nishi. If only you could see the light of villainy.
Please press your buttons now.
I would never do the sick and twisted shit you did. I will never be like you. I hate you. I hate you.
You hate me? No, that can't be right. Because I died, you get to live, right? Surely you can appreciate that at the very least.
Don't try and act like you did shit for her.
What? Huh?
Don't try and spin this like some noble fucking sacrifice. You did this shit because you're completely fucking delusional. You did this shit for yourself. This has nothing to do with her. Don't drag her into it.
Thank you for voting. Your votes are currently being tallied and will be shared with the class shortly.
Well, I suppose that's a perspective I can appreciate. I think I can probably take a guess at where the votes are leaning.
Stop fucking talking.
The class has voted for Okazaki Hanano, the ultimate mask artisan, to be executed. This conclusion was correct. As a result, Okazaki Hanano will be punished with death.
I've been waiting to hear that for so long.
Shut up.
I can't wait to see what it is. A dramatic, vile death truly befitting a phantom thief. It's going to be incredible.
Shut up!
But I still have so many things left to say, and so little time left. I feel wrong to leave without giving each of you a proper goodbye.
Kill her already.
Well, if I don't have time to say goodbye to each and every one of you, at least let me say this.
Kill her.
Nishi, in our next life, we'll be foxes, okay?
If there are no further interruptions to speak of.
In that life, and in the next life too, I will follow your flame.
It's punishment time.